Okay, so right now we were just watching that Britishers have come into India to do business, to do trade, and they came to a place that is Surat, right? Okay, now let us try to understand what exactly happened. And the Britishers and the French here, Battle of Vandiwash, right? You have seen that Battle of Vandiwash. Finally, the winners were Britishers, and now they are going to take control of on the Indian territory. Here, what happens? The Britishers they go to different places like Ahmedabad, Bombay, and now they like this Bengal area. Okay, because in Bengal there are many rivers, the climatic condition was also very good, and so they wanted, and it was very fertile. Okay, it was very fertile, the agriculture, etc. It was very fertile. So now the Britishers they wanted to do business here, to do a trade here, and they have taken permission from that particular king during those times. And one day, what happened here? There was an incident that in this place the Britishers set up an industry that is East India Company, and they started making their own rules and regulation. They refused to pay taxes to the king. So when the king got to know that the Britishers are not paying taxes and they have declared an independent, so he got angry and he is Siraj ud Dawla. He is Sirajud Dawla. So now what happened? The Sirajud Dawla is coming down and he is going to, arrest all the British officials, those who were responsible for doing all these activities. So he comes down and he arrests a lot of British officers and he is arresting them and is putting them into jail and is going back. But on his way back, he was greeted by a very sad news that near about 150 members, those who were inside this jail, those who were arrested, they died due to suffocation. Majority of them they died due to suffocation because there was only one door and one window. So due to this, now when the news of this British citizens being killed by the Sirajud-Dowla spread to the British provinces, the British industries, the kings, the Queen of England, they wanted to take action against it. So during that time, here down south in Madras or in Chennai, there was a very famous general called as General Robert Clive. So now the task of going and attacking the Sirajud-Dowla was given to General Robert Clive. Now General Robert Clive from here he goes towards Bengal to attack the Sirajud-Dowla. The incident of these people, Britishers being killed in this jail is called as Black Hole Tragedy. So here, why did the Britishers take action against the Indian king? The major reason, the first incident, it is nothing but Black Hole Tragedy. Okay, so now the thing starts. Now Robert Clive goes here, and now in Bengal, he wanted to attack Sirajud-Dowla, but he knew that Sirajud-Dowla is a king from the Bengal region, so he knows the terrain better compared to Robert Clive. So what he decided that let me wait and then attack. Okay, let me wait and then attack. At the same time, he got an idea that why can't I find someone who can help me to kill this Sirajuddaula or defeat this Sirajuddaula? So at that time, he got to know that there is a family dispute among all these people. Who will be the next king? There is a family dispute. So Sirajuddaula, he was hated by a person called as Mir Jafar. Okay, Mir Jafar. So now what Robert Clive did? He went and signed an agreement, understanding between Mir Jafar that if you help me in attacking Siraj-ud-Dawla and rule that Bengal region, I will make you the king and we will run the industry. Okay, we will run the industry. So this was the deal. So in this battle, okay, this battle happens in the year 1757. This battle is called as Battle of Plassey. This is called as Battle of Plassey. So this Battle of Plassey happens between Robert Clive and Sirajuddaula. I think this was a question asked here in AFCAT this time. Okay, so now what happens here? In this battle, Sirajuddaula is defeated. Mir Jafar becomes a ruler according to the agreement. And after few years, Mir Jafar again what he does? Okay, English East India Company. Now you have to pay me taxes. Okay, you have to pay me taxes because I am the king of Bengal. Now the British East India Company is telling that we made you the king and you are asking money from us. So we are not happy with your kingship, and Mir Jafar was removed from that kingship. So what Mir Jafar did was he escaped to Bihar and he was staying there for some years. Now in place of Mir Jafar, there was another person called as Mir Qasim. Who is that? Mir Qasim comes to scene and now he is the ruler. Now Mir Qasim also he starts ruling this. He becomes a nominal king, just a nominal head, but the real action is taken by the Britishers. But here Mir Qasim also starts demanding the same thing. Okay, the tax and all these things, powers and functions. Now the British gets angry, and now this was the last battle which happened in 1764. This is called as Battle of Buxar. Okay, Battle of Buxar. So now this Battle of Buxar happens between Mir Qasim and the British forces. So after this Battle of Buxar in 1764, when Mir Qasim was defeated, there was again once more there was a vacancy. Who will be the next ruler of Bengal? So during this time, what the Britishers are doing, they give one more chance. They give one more chance to Mir Jafar that okay, last time you have done a mistake. Now I will give you one more opportunity. Come and be the king. So Mir Jafar becomes the king, but the complete authority, okay, managing the finances, the laws, and etc., the Britishers are taking. So this 1764, this thing happens. Okay, so now tell me, this East India Company, they came here in the name of business, correct? They wanted to start and run an industry. But what they did, they indulged in a fight, they defeated an Indian king, and now they are starting ruling. Okay, so this is one thing which happened. And now what happened? After every 10 years, these people are coming up with new law. After every 10 years, this company, English East India Company, they are bringing new laws. These laws are called as Regulating Act. This is called as what? Regulating Act. So like this in history you have Regulating Act, Pitt's India Act, etc., etc. After every 10 years and 20 years, in a gap of every 10 years to 20 years, they bring this kind of laws. So now for the first time here you have seen 1757 and 1764, right? The first governor of Bengal is Robert Clive. Who is that? Robert Clive is the first governor of Bengal. Now in 1773, for the first time, here there was a person called as Warren Hastings. Who is that? Warren Hastings. So Governor General. The first Governor General of Bengal. The question is, the first Governor General of Bengal is Warren Hastings. Now what is his achievement? When he was the ruler of Bengal, when he was the Governor General of Bengal, under his leadership, for the first time, Supreme Court was constituted. Which court was constituted? Supreme Court was formed in Calcutta. Okay, Supreme Court was formed in Calcutta. So this is a special achievement under Warren Hastings. There are many points that you need to keep in mind. We'll have a separate class on the achievements of different lords. I have a slides, okay, different slides that I'll be discussing you. I think there are number 40 governor generals and viceroy. We'll see it one by one among them in upcoming classes. So now every 5 to 6 years or in a period of 10 years, there is a person appointed in different areas. And now the Britishers, they are having different provinces. They had mainly three provinces: Madras province, Bengal province, and Bengal. Bombay. This is Bombay, this is Bengal, and this is Madras. So these are the three provinces, presidencies. You can say presidencies: Bengal presidency, Bombay presidency, and Madras presidency. And for the whole of this India, they appointed a Governor General for the first time, and the first Governor General of India is Lord William Bentinck. Who is that? Lord William Bentinck. So this is what it is. Okay. So 1773, the Governor General started, and slowly the things are moving on in a different direction. So after 1773, next we are going to see something about 1806. In 1806, we have in history, that is Velour Mutiny. What is that? Velour. Where is this Velour? Yeah, where is this Velour? Okay, suppose if I say that a person is from Punjab. Just imagine that a person is from Punjab. Can you tell me his profession will be dash? What would be his profession? Yeah. A person from South India. What will be his profession? Teaching. Okay. Then our Sardarji. If you see a Sardarji, what you will feel? He can be a. What will be his occupation? Farmer. Otherwise, depends. Soldiers. Right. If I see some person from Bihar and UP, what will you say? Yeah. Railway. Otherwise, a person who is in different industries, construction workers, or they run this vehicles, earth moving vehicles, like that, right? So today let us try to understand in Indian Army why there is a situation that maximum Punjabis are into Indian Army. Okay, why there is a situation that Rajput and Jat people are there in Indian Army. This is not the real, like what we can say that I'm not telling this is the correct reason, but I am telling you the situation which led to it. Okay, the circumstances which led to it. Okay, that's the reason I asked you Mangal Pandey and all these questions were there. Tipu Sultan was also there. Now here on the other side, okay, here Britishers they have defeated French, so they don't have any enemy from the European land. But now what happens? Small, here there was a great empire called as Maratha Empire. Okay, there was an empire called as Maratha Empire. This Maratha Empire was after the death of Shivaji and Sambhaji, it was ruled by Peshwas. It was ruled by Peshwas. So now what was happening? Peshwas and the Britishers they were fighting with each other. This is called as Anglo-Maratha War. What is that? Anglo-Maratha War. In the same time in Punjab area, there was Anglo-Sikh War. Okay, the Sikhs, the Gurus, the last 10, 3 to 4 Gurus, they were fighting against the Britishers. At the same time, down south, in this Karnataka, there was Anglo-Mysore War. What is that? Anglo-Mysore War, right? Now let us try to go back. Okay, in medieval history, or you can say in ancient history, by the end of the ancient history and the beginning of the medieval history, here there were two brothers called as Harihara and Buka. Okay, Harihara and Buka. They were the founder of Vijayanagar Empire. Which Nagar Empire? Yeah, Vijayanagar Empire. 2012 CDS question. Who is the founder of Vijayanagar Empire? Harihara and Buka. Now, after this, what happens? There are a lot of kings, Krishna Devaraya, etc., etc. Now, under this Krishna Devaraya is nominating some ministers. Okay, they are nominating some ministers, for example, revenue minister, income tax, etc., etc. So here, there were some group of people who are called as Vodayar. Okay, they were called as Vodayar. So here, the capital of this Vijayanagar was Hampi. What is that? Hampi. Today Hampi is abandoned. Okay, we don't know what happened to that Hampi place. Once it was so rich and fertile, and it is said that Krishna Devaraya, when his daughter was getting married, the road up to certain kilometers, it was decorated by golds and diamonds. Okay, and the lamps which were burning day and night, that lamp they didn't use oil, they used ghee. Okay, so maybe that is exaggeration, but we need to remember that this Vijayanagar Empire was very prosperous. Got it? Fine. Okay. So now what happened? This king is in Hampi and he is appointing some ministers. So here in Mysore belt, there was a minister or a person responsible for the collection of the taxes. Those people are called as Vodaya. After the death of all these kings and all, these people, okay, now under the same Vijayanagar people, under the same Vijayanagar kingdom, here, some ministers were appointed down south in Tamil Nadu near Tirunelveli and Thuthukudi belt, and these people are called as Polygar, otherwise Palayakarar. Do you remember?
Yes.
So, this Polygar and Palayakarar, who are these people appointed by whom? Vijayanagar down south. Okay. So, now what happens after the death of the king? All these people, Vodayar, Palayakarar, they are telling that I am independent. So I will be the ruler of this Mysore. I will be the ruler of this Madurai area or Tirunelveli area. Okay, so this is what is happening. Now, after this, everything is going on smooth. Suddenly in Mysore, there was a Sultan, and this Sultan is Hyder Ali. Who is that? Hyder Ali. Now, Hyder Ali is telling that, okay, see, you are the king, you are the ruler of Mysore, but did you defeat anyone? So here there was a dispute, and now what happened? Hyder Ali overthrowing this Vodiyar and his family, he becomes a ruler of Mysore. Okay, he becomes a ruler of Mysore. Nobody knows what happened to these people. They were silently staying somewhere else. So now Sultan, that is Hyder Ali, he is ruling Mysore. But by that time, Britishers they have defeated Maratha, and now they are coming to Mysore. So when they are coming to Mysore, they had total four battle. Anglo-Mysore War, they had how many battle total? Four. So the first battle, this Hyder Ali he dies. And the second battle now Tipu Sultan comes. Who comes here? Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan is called as Tiger of Mysore. This question is asked in your civil service interview also. Okay, there was a question asked. to a citizen from Karnataka, a boy, that why do you say that Tipu is the tiger of Mysore? Why do you say that Tipu is a tiger of Mysore? The answer is there are many reasons. The first reason is that Tipu Sultan was once in a forest, he was hunting, and suddenly one tiger it attacked. So Tipu Sultan was brave enough to kill that tiger. So this is the story. That's why Tipu is called as Tiger of Mysore. Next, the other story is that the fight which happened in forest. Okay, after the fight, what happened? Tipu Sultan he did like this, and tiger animal like this. Okay, imagine this tiger, and he made a doll, and this doll used to wear a hat, and this doll used to wear a man kind of doll, and it is this doll used to wear a British uniform, military uniform, and this tiger is killing this, this man, this doll. So when you press a button, this tiger will go and kill that doll. Okay, like that. So this is one toy kept in, I think, this zoo. This museum near Mysore Palace. Okay, it is there. The replica of that is there, but the real toy is taken by the Britishers in England. It is there in England. Okay, so these are the reasons Tipu Sultan, and the first person in the world to use missile is Tipu Sultan. The first person in the world to use missile is Tipu Sultan. Your history questions will be like this: who brought gunpowder in India? Answer is Babur. Who brought gunpowder in India? Answer is Babur. Who brought biryani in India? Hmm. You like chicken biryani? Yeah. Tell me, who brought chicken biryani? Okay, which biryani is famous? Tell me. When you talk about biryani, yeah, Hyderabadi biryani. So in Hyderabad, who were ruling? Mughals. Okay, Mughal are the one who brought biryani. It is their recipe. Understood? That's why if biryani made in a home of Hindu and a Christian, okay, it will be different compared to a biryani made in Muslim's house, right? Okay. So this is what it is. Now what happened? Gunpowder. This you have to remember. Then maybe this biryani they won't ask. It was just extra information. Then you need to remember gun. Okay, who brought guns in India? It was Britishers. Okay, but when the topic comes about missiles, okay, Tipu Sultan was the first one in the world to use missile. The first missile, which was used in the world, is taken and kept in NASA today. It is kept in NASA, and it is written there that in Anglo Mysore War, this was the first missile used by the King Tipu Sultan. This is the achievement by the Indian kings or the Indian rulers who fought against the British. But today, what is happening? The present government they want to erase Tipu Sultan from history. Correct? No, they want to remove whatever his achievement is there from history. They are not mentioning Tipu Sultan in history textbooks. So when a child is reading history, he will not come across Tipu Sultan for 10 years. And suddenly, when he decided people like you to prepare for UPSC, suddenly one name will pop up. Who is Tipu Sultan? Correct? No, this is what it is. Now, why did I tell you so much? Now, Tipu Sultan, he had a fight with Britishers. In the fourth battle, he died in Srirangam. Correct? Srirangapatnam here. But he was born in which place? Tipu Sultan was born in which place? Mysore? Yes? Yeah, born in which place? Hmm. How many are from Yelanka? You know Yelanka? Okay, if you go from Yelanka towards Devanahalli, after Devanahalli there is one stop. Okay, Tipu Fort. Tipu Sultan was born in Devanahalli. Understood? He was born in which place? Devanahalli near Bangalore. But he died in Srirangapatnam. Okay, and it is an island, river island. In Karnataka, Srirangapatnam is a river island. Go and check how many rivers it flows. Kabini, Kaveri, and one more river is there. Three rivers it flows and it makes an island. Srirangapatnam, it's like an island. Okay, it's like this. Now what happened? After the death of Tipu Sultan, his son and other soldiers were arrested by the Britishers.
But his son will be killed before him. So, like, as a present, you send him to.
No. His son and everyone were arrested. Soldiers, everyone were arrested. Okay, I'll check it. I don't remember the exact name. Okay.
I don't know, I'm not sure, but there is saying that both sons of Tipu Sultan were chopped and they were sent him as a present from the British.
No, maybe
before the fourth Anglo Mysore War.
Okay. I'll just check that information. I didn't come across that kind of information. I'll check it. But here, let us take Tipu Sultan's next, the soldiers, the trusted soldiers. They were arrested and they were sent to jail in Velour. Okay, in Velour. Now, what is the specialty about Velour jail? Velour jail la yaar padchide? Yeah. Malli yaar nadtadanga. Vadivela? Okay, fine. Now what happens here? Velour jail is kind of a jail like this. You cannot escape this fort. Okay, fort side it is surrounded by water. If you go inside, it is very tough. Okay, so all the soldiers, those who were revolting, those who were fighting, I am talking about the year 1806. Imagine 1773. After that, 1806. So in this year, what happened? All these people were arrested and kept in this jail down south. Okay, and now all these soldiers, they got angry. They are thinking that these Britishers are from Europe. We are the real Indians. We have to fight for our country. We have to fight for our freedom. Let these people come inside. Let these British officers come inside. The jail warden, all these people come inside. We will kill them. So at that particular night, in the year 1806, what happened? Inside this jail, there was a revolt by the inmates, and they climbed this fort and they hoisted the flag. And this flag was Tipu Sultan's flag because they had that only flag. So they hoisted it. And to tell you one more thing, imagine this is India, okay, South India. This is Mysore and this is Bangalore. And from Bangalore, Tipu Sultan, first let me talk about Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali goes to Namakkal. Have you heard Namakkal? Yes, which is famous for eggs, right? Egg industry. So in Namakkal, Hyder Ali has built a fort. Okay, this is called as Malakotai of Namakkal. Next, what Tipu Sultan is doing, he is expanding this territory to Karur, then Dindikal. Understood? Dindikal. Dindikal is famous for locks. So now what happened? After Dindikal, Tipu Sultan is going towards Madurai, Sivagangai. You remember this? Because he heard that in Madurai and Sivagangai, there are some brave, officers or brave Indians or brave Hindu soldiers that they are ruling it. So Tipu Sultan wanted to capture this place. And this place, here it was ruled by Palayakarar, or it is ruled by whom? Polygar. It is ruled by Polygar. So now Tipu Sultan is a Muslim king. He wants to capture the whole south. So he is coming down. The moment he reached Madurai, the moment he reached this Sivagangai area, Marudupandi brothers, right? Marudupandi brothers, they are also Palayakarar. Marudupandi brothers, Veerapandiya Kattabomman, and then you have other persons, they are all Palayakaras. They belong to the same thing. And who is Palayakarar? Vijayanagar Empire. Do you remember that? Okay. This is what it is. Now, after this, what happened? When Tipu Sultan comes here, Marudupandi brothers, all these people, they see. Okay, that time Tipu Sultan realizes that, okay, these brothers and these people down south, they want to attack Britishers. They are not treating me as enemy. They want to attack Britishers. So let me not disturb this. So the person who came till Dindikal, he goes back. And then when he goes back, now he faces problem here. That is Britishers are coming and they are trying to rule, attack these places. So now in this battle, what happened? Here there is a place called as Velour, and in this Velour, this flag was hoisted. When this incident happens in this particular day and year, the next day the officers they are coming, they are arresting all these people from inside, and next day there is public hanging and public mass killing. Imagine this is the cannon. Okay, this is the cannon. So the soldiers they were tied on the in the mouth of cannon and they were blown off. Okay, they were blown off. There were mass hanging. The mass hanging was like this. Okay, there was a big thing like this. One, two, three, four. Okay, and here people were hanged publicly. Okay, next the person those who helped giving weapons. Okay, their hands were cut off. So like this, hundreds of people were punished, and that particular year the British government for the first time, not British government, East India Company, for the first time, they suppressed this revolt with violence. They suppressed this revolt what?
With violence.
With violence. This happened here in India, in Velour. Okay. Now after this, when in Mysore, Tipu Sultan is dead, other soldiers are dead, there is vacancy. Now East India Company, they don't have a person who can rule this Mysore now. Now they are searching, they are thinking, to whom should I bring this person? They turn the pages of history. They check, before Tipu Sultan it was Hyder Ali, and before Hyder Ali it was Wadayar. So they go and give a chance to Vodayar that if you rule this, you be the ruler of Mysore, but I will be the main person. So now that is how the Vodayars, they were brought back and now they started ruling Mysore. Okay, they started ruling Mysore. This is what happens to the Mysore state. But now this Vodiyar, they have to pay taxes to the Britishers. This was going on. But down south here, this Palaikaran from Tirunelveli, he did not agree to pay tax. And then that's the reason he was publicly hanged. Correct? He was publicly hanged. So this was public execution which was practiced by the Britishers. Now why did I tell you this story? Now let us see little forward. So after 1806, Tipu Sultan gone, many big kings gone, Mughal emperors are gone. Almost like there was very weak Indian kings ruling this India. So now slowly there was one lord who is called as Lord Dalhousie. Who is that? Lord Dalhousie. He is bringing a law called as Doctrine of Lapse. What is this law? Doctrine of Lapse. According to this, if there is a king, if the king is not having son, if the king is not having son, the whole kingdom will be taken by whom? British. By the British. This was the law. Now the small Indian kings, small kings, they were confused. Okay, they were confused. And now there was a race to have a son. So now, for example, let me give you what happened here. Your examination question will be like this. Which was the first Indian state? Which was the first Indian state which was taken away by this doctrine of lapse? Any idea?
Kittur, sir. Kittur.
No, not Kittur.
Jhansi.
No. Yeah. Satara. What is the answer? Satara. You can take down. Satara is the first Indian state to be annexed by, to be annexed. See, these words will be used in history. Satara is the first Indian state to be annexed, taken away, to be annexed by the Britishers. To be annexed by the Britishers. Over? Okay. Now let us try to understand why Satara and what happened with it. Maratha Empire. Who is the founder of Maratha Empire? Chhatrapati Shivaji. Okay, February 19 we celebrated his Jayanti. Who started Shiv Jayanti? Bolo. Option A Shiv Sena. Next. Who started Shiv Jayanti? That we'll see now. Yeah. That we'll see now in modern history. It was Lokmanya Tilak. Ganesh Chaturthi and Shiv Jayanti. Ganesh Chaturthi and Shiv Jayanti. This was started by whom? Yes. And now see here, there is one more thing. Actually, not regarding the our exam point of view, but you should remember that how the people there, in every state. See, today here in Karnataka, people like Kittur Rani Chennamma, and then Sangoli Rayanna, right? They like these people. Now, if you go to Tamil Nadu, they like some leaders, those who are very close to heart. Imagine Kamaraj like that, right? Shivaji, I'll tell you that first family tree. Shivaji was born to Shahaji, Rao Bhosle and Jijabai. Correct? Jijabai. And Shivaji had a teacher called as Dadoji Konde. Dadoji, Dadoji Konde. He is the teacher. Okay. And Shivaji has now two sons, that is Sambhaji and Raja Ram. Okay, Sambhaji and Raja Ram. Raja Ram had a wife, that is Tarabai, and they had one son called as Shivaji too. Sambhaji had a son called as Shahuji. Okay, Sambhaji had a son called as Shahuji. And now here there comes an Zindapir or Alamgir Aurangzeb. Okay, he is favoritely called as Alamgir. Okay, now let us try to understand what happened here in history. After the death of Shivaji at the age of 57, Sambhaji started ruling this Maratha Empire and he continued to fight against Aurangzeb. Shivaji died at the age of 57, but Aurangzeb died at the age of 90. Aurangzeb died at the age of 90. That means the fight was still on for another 30 years. Okay, another 30 years. So now what Aurangzeb did, he wanted to kill this Sambhaji. Because these people, this only problem with Mughal Empire was the Marathas. So now in one battle, that is Battle of Raigad, okay, Sambhaji was killed. Okay, Battle of Raigad, Sambhaji was killed, and here there is a famous quotation: "Gad ala pan Shivma gela." Gad means fort, ala means we got it, but Simha means lion, gone. We got the fort, but we lost the lion. So that is the story of Sambhaji. Now, when Sambhaji was killed by Aurangzeb, this Shahuji, he was just 7-year-old kid. And what Aurangzeb did, if I leave this guy free, again he will come and attack me. So this Shahuji was arrested and he was kept in jail. And after some years, Aurangzeb died. Okay, after many years, Aurangzeb died. And now after this, the next king who came, he was Bahadur Shah. Who is that? Bahadur Shah. This Bahadur Shah, when he's coming, he is the next king after Aurangzeb, after many next generations. Now, when he comes, he realizes that Shahuji has not done anything wrong. Why should I keep him in jail? So let us release Shahuji. So Shahuji was let free in his late 30s. So when he came out, he was shocked to see that this Maratha Empire was, at that time, it was ruled by Shivaji too. So that time now what happens? The family dispute. Shahuji is telling that my father and my grandfather, we fought for the Maratha Empire. What did you people do? You were in the mercy of the Mughals and you are making Shivaji too. It is wrong. I will be the king. So in this dispute what happened? This Tarabai, she is going to Indore. She is going to Indore, Madhya Pradesh. They are all separated. And Shahuji, he goes to a place called as Satara. He goes to a place called as Satara. And he stays there for many years. And he was not married. Okay, he was not married. So now in Satara, there was dual government. First, remember this. I haven't discussed this in AFCAT or any classes. The first dual government was in Satara. You got the point? Satara, Solapur, these are all very, very important places. So, here in Satara, what happens? The ruler is now Shahuji, and at the same time, in 1848, doctrine of lapse was introduced. In 1848, what is introduced? Doctrine of lapse. Okay, now according to this, if the king dies and if there is no son, the kingdom will be taken by the Britishers. So what happened when Shahuji dies, he was unmarried, the complete kingdom was taken by whom? The Britishers. And now this is the first place, Satara is the first place in India to be annexed by doctrine of lapse. Next, after this what happens? The last is Awadh. The second last is Jhansi. Okay, these are the things that you need to remember. Awadh, Awadh, we can say Awadh. This was the last place to be annexed by the Britishers under doctrine of lapse. Okay, you understood now? Now slowly this is confusing, creating angry and discontent among the Indian rulers, and now they are all gathering forces. Now they want to attack the Britishers. So now imagine, okay, imagine here there is a place called as Jhansi. Here there is a place called as Delhi. Here there is a place called as Meerut. Here there is a place called as Bihar. Here Lucknow. Okay, and here Assam. Okay, so now the and West Bengal also. West Bengal. Fine. So these are the places. Try to understand. You know the story, but look at this. I am talking about the revolt of 1857. 1806. What happened here? Velour Mutiny. Now we have to understand in history why the South did not take place. Take part in the 1857 revolt. Why only this thing happened here? Why people went to Delhi? Why Gujarat was different? Okay, why Northeast was different? That we'll have to take care. Got it? Now what happens? Anger was growing on one side, but there was a person called as Mangal Pandey. Okay, here, and he was in British East India forces. Okay, East India Company forces. He was there serving as a soldier, and during that time, this Britishers, this East India Company, they brought a new rule. Rule number one. Rule number one is that you have to sign a paper. Okay, the new recruits, the new person, those who are going to join, they have to sign a paper. In that paper, it is written that wherever we are going to ask you to go and serve, whether it is in India or in Africa or in America, you have to go there. Do you understand? Wherever the Britishers are going to say that Indian soldier, you go to Africa, he has to go there and serve the British soldier. This was the first law. Okay, next, introduction of cartridges or bullet. Okay, so like this, there are many laws. So what happens? Hindus, they were not happy with the first law. In Hinduism, it is believed that if a person is crossing the ocean, he becomes impure. He will not be taken back to his caste. Okay, so what happened? The Hindu soldiers, they were not happy with this. They told that I will not cross the ocean. And I'll be here in India, but I'll not cross the ocean. This is what it is. So now there are other reasons also. If there is an Indian soldier and there is a British soldier, if he joins at the age of 18, even during retirement, he will be a soldier only, Havaldar only. But this person, Britishers, they will be treated as officers. The salary, it was more for the Britishers. The respect and it was they were treated differently. So Indian soldiers were not happy with this. Next, they during that particular year, they introduced something called as bone dust atta. What is this? What is the meaning of atta? Means what? Nothing but dough. Okay, to make chapatis, we make dough, right? That is called as atta. Now, bone dust. What the Britishers they told that Indian soldiers are very weak. They don't have calcium in their body. So let me give them some special atta. And this special atta, the bones are crushed from the cow bone or camel or some this this kind of animal, pig or like that. So the Hindus and the Muslims they told we respect cow as a holy animal, but you are mixing the bone dust into this atta and giving to us. We are not happy with this. So there was problem going on, and at one particular time, the Britishers are in a situation to force it. But here there is a person, a sepoy from Bharatpur Regiment. They will ask you this regiment, Bharatpur Regiment. Bharatpur Regiment. Mangal Pandey belonged to Bharatpur Regiment, and this happens in the month of March 1857. This happens in the month of March 1857. In Bharatpur Regiment, Mangal Pandey, he says that I will not use this bullet. Okay, I will not use this bullet. Now, what is this bullet? The bullet looks like this. Okay, the bullet looked like this, and this bullet was covered by a fatty substance. Okay, this bullet was covered by a fatty substance. So this fatty substance, you have to bite with your teeth and you have to throw that. And this bullet you have to insert in a gun and then you have to shoot. Then you have to fire. But this fatty substance is made up of cows and pig's fat. Cow's fat and the pig's fat. So here the sepoys like Mangal Pandey and other Hindu soldiers, they were not happy with this. So what Mangal Pandey did, he told that I will not use this bullet at any cost, and he shot his senior officer. He killed his senior officer in the month of March 1857. Okay, try to understand. Velour Mutiny, remember this also. Velour 1806. After how many years this is happening? Yeah, after gap of 30-40 years, imagine March 1857. Next, after this, what happens? The next day itself, Mangal Pandey was captured. Okay, he was overpowered and he was publicly hanged. Okay, he was publicly hanged. This was the situation. Everything was going on fine, and the next month, okay, April was a decisive month. Why? Because these British officers they called near about 85 Indian soldiers, fallen 85 Indian soldiers, and they asked, how many of you are not going to sign this paper? How many of you are not going to use this bullet? Many they rose their hand. Some of them they told I will use it. So they were taken aside, and rest of them were court-martialed. They were sent to jail, and this incident is happening in the place of Meerut. Okay, so this Meerut incident, what happens? Many Indian soldiers are arrested and they are sent to jail. Okay, and this happens in the day, very very important, you have to remember 9th of May 1857. This date you have to remember. Okay, 9th of May 1857. This date you have to remember, very very important. Okay. So 9th of May 1857, many Indians were arrested, and at that particular night, okay, at that particular night, these soldiers they broke the jail. Okay, they broke the jail. They came out and they decided that we will get freedom. We will attack the Britishers and we will get the freedom. Okay, so now what happens? These people, they gathered themselves. So in Meerut, what happened? General Bhakt Khan, who is that? General Bhakt Khan, what is telling to the other soldiers that, okay, we will all gather, we'll come together, and I know one person who is in Delhi, okay, and his name is Bahadur Shah Zafar. Who is that? Bahadur Shah Zafar, and he belongs to Mughal family. You know, Babur, Akbar, Humayun, all those people. So Bahadur Shah Zafar, he is still alive. So let us all go to Delhi and make him as the emperor. Okay, make him as the emperor. We will make him as the emperor, and we will fight for him. We will attack these Britishers everywhere in India, and will rule the will make India free. That was the idea. So on 9th of May 1857, from Meerut to Delhi, this General Bhagat Khan is going and joining hands with Bahadur Shah Zafar. Bahadur Shah Zafar at that time he was 90 years old. How many years old? 90 years old. Looking at the situation, Bahadur Shah Zafar told, yes, I agree. Now let us all fight this British. That is common enemy. So Bahadur Shah Zafar was declared as the emperor. You understand? He was declared as the emperor, and now the fight begins. So this is what is happening from Meerut to Delhi. On the other side, what is the issue happening in Jhansi? Okay, what is the issue happening in Jhansi? Here, there was a king called as Madhav Rao. Okay, this Madhav Rao did not had any son, so he was dejected, and finally he died. But his last queen, that is Rani Lakshmi Bai. Okay, Rani Lakshmi Bai. This Rani Lakshmi Bai, she was just 18 to 20 years old. Okay, she did not have any son. So what she did, she read the law, doctrine of lapse. The law says that if you don't have son, your kingdom will be taken. So what she did, she adopted a 4-year-old boy. What she did? She adopted. So once she adopted, she declared this boy is the king. But now what the doctrine of lapse, the rule, Dalhousie is telling that no, 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 no. In our law, there is no rule that adopted son can become the king. Understood? So now what happened? Rani Lakshmi Bai, due to this reason, she gets angry, and now she is going to fight against the Britishers. When she was deciding to fight from here, this Maharashtra area, here there was a person, a minister called as Nana Sahib. Okay, Nana Sahib. Then there was one more guy called as Tatya Tope. Okay, who is that? Tatya Tope. These are all from Peshwas. Okay, Maratha people. So these people, they go and join hands with Jhansi. Lakshmi Bai. They say that, okay, Rani Lakshmi Bai, you don't worry, we will fight together. So now, here the situation comes in Jhansi that the Britishers are surrounding the fort. Britishers are telling Rani Lakshmi Bai, you give away the fort and you vacate this place. Now, in this case, inside the fort, what happens? There is one more queen, the best friend of Rani Lakshmi Bai. She is Jalkari Bai. Who is that? Jalkari Bai. You got the point? Our history textbooks will mention Lakshmi Bai, but they will not mention Jalkari Bai. But the recent government, they are trying to put more efforts on these kind of incidents. So Rani Jalkari Bai was the best friend of Rani Lakshmi Bai. Okay, so what Rani Jalkari Bai is telling, Lakshmi, you don't worry. I will dress like you. I will go in the battlefield. I will fight the Britishers. So when I am fighting, you escape from this fort and you take safe place. Okay. So according to this plan, this Jalkari Bai, she is dressing like Lakshmi Bai. She is going and fighting the Britishers. You got the point? And in the first day, she dies. Okay, this Jalkari Bai, she dies in the battle. Then after that, when the Britishers realized that, okay, the person who died was not Lakshmi Bai, it was someone else. Then again the hunt for Lakshmi Bai is started. So Lakshmi Bai, in the next day, she was killed in forest. Okay, she was found giving water to the horse and that baby boy. So she was killed in the forest. But there was a brave fight by all these people. And here, the person who was the British officer who was fighting against Lakshmi Bai was Lieutenant Hugh Rose. Okay, remember this. Match the following question they will ask you. Okay, then here you have Lieutenant Wilbo. Okay, in Delhi, who was that officers? That kind of question they will ask you. We'll discuss this in short while. So now here, Lieutenant Hugh Rose, he kills Rani Lakshmi Bai, and then Tatya Tope is also killed. But this Nana Sahib, he goes to Lucknow. So he goes to Kanpur. Okay, Nana Sahib, he goes to Kanpur, And in Kanpur, what happens? He is hiding and attacking the Britishers. For another some months, he is hiding and attacking the Britishers. What the Britishers did, okay, the person, those who will give me information, where is this guy, will be awarded. And these Indians, there are, special Indians, they will give this information. So by this information, this guy was captured and he was hanged. Okay, so this is what is happening in Jhansi, Nana Sahib Taja Tope. National Defense Academy question, UPSC, what is the real name of Nana Sahib? Dondu Pant. Take down. Dondu Pant. P-A-N-T. Okay, Dondu Pant. So this was a question asked from 1857 revolt. Next, slowly what happens here in Lucknow, there was a queen. Her name is Begum Hazrat Mahal. What is her name? Begum Hazrat Mahal. So what this Begum wanted to do, she wanted to make her son, okay, the name I'm writing here. She wanted to make her son as the ruler of this area, but again doctrine of lapse was not allowing. And finally there was here in Bengal, there is a old man who was in his late 80s. His name is Kunwar Singh. This Kunwar Singh always, created problems with the Britishers. You can write down here Bengal Kunwar Singh. Okay, Kunwar Singh, till his death, Britishers could not capture him. Okay, till his death, Britishers could not capture him. So this is what is happening here. Now in Delhi, what is happening? The Britishers are going. They are surrounding this emperor and this General Bug Khan and all these people, and they are arresting everyone. And after arresting Bahadur Shah Zafar, who was 90 years old, he was exiled. He was exiled to Burma. He was exiled to Burma. Now, what is the meaning of exile? Exile.
Gadi Par.
Yeah?
Gadi in Kannada in a sense. I call it Gadi Par.
Okay.
Meaning out of
Good. See, now what has happened now, I am teaching you, okay, which is the first which is the first place in under doctrine of lapse to be annexed?
Surat.
Surat or Satara? What is the meaning of annexed? Taken, right? So now what happens? This was a question asked in NDA. I have taught the same thing I am teaching from many batches. So now what happened? I told in my classes that this emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar was exiled to Burma, like that I have mentioned. But in NDA, what they asked the question: who among the following kings or who among the following leaders were deported? Okay, were deported to Burma. Who among the following kings rulers are deported to Burma? Now students, they are coming out of the exam hall, they are telling, sir, you didn't teach this. The meaning is deported, exile, it is same. Sent out of India. Okay, sent out of India. So the problem is, if the students are not understanding the question, they have studied the subject, they know the basics, they have heard the stories, but what is the problem? They don't understand the question. So half of your questions in your UPSC, you will miss it because you don't understand the question itself. You have read it, fundamental rights, you have read it. Polity, parliament, you have read it, but you don't understand the question. Okay, so be careful, this is dangerous. So Bahadur Shah Zafar, now when he was about to be arrested and sent to jail, suddenly two grandsons, they are coming and they are telling, don't leave us. Immediately the British officers, they were so happy. Wow, we got a new two persons here. So maybe in future, these two persons will fight the Britishers. So this is the right time to kill these two people. So they just folded their hands and they removed the eyes in front of Bahadur Shah Zafar, and these two kids were killed. That after that there was no emperor, there was no blood of Mughal Empire to rule this India. That is the reason why Bahadur Shah Zafar is called as what? The last Mughal emperor. Because after that there was no Mughal, because they killed that two grandsons, right? This is what it is. Now let us try to understand. This is the story. Now UPSC questions. Okay, now UPSC question. The question is like this. Why did this revolt fail? Why did this revolt fail? Tell me, did anyone achieve its goal? Did Rani Lakshmibai got back the fort? No. Did General Bakkan got back Delhi? No. Everyone failed. Why? Because
awareness.
yeah?
Lack of awareness.
Lack of unity, lack of coordination. See, this Lakshmi Bai did not have coordination with General Bhatt, correct? With Kunwar Singh, they didn't have coordination. Next, there is one more thing. Lakshmi Bai was fighting for her palace, her fort. her rights. General Bug Khan was fighting for Bahadur Shah Zafar for his rights. So the goals for each and every rulers it was different. Okay, there was no common goal. Keep in mind there was no common goal. At the same time there was no coordination, and at the same time Britishers had guns. From here they can kill an enemy who is 20 meters away. But the Indian soldiers they have to come with sword. They have to come and fight face to face. So the weapon was supreme. Okay, they had cannons. Britishers had cannons, bombs. Okay, but Indians they didn't have anything. That's the reason Indian they failed. Okay, fine. After this, what happened? Here, during 1857, there was a Lord Governor General. His name is Canning. Who is that? Your examination question. Who was the Governor General during 1857 revolt? What is the answer? Lord Canning. Who was the governor here? Lord Canning. Now, every year, this East India Company, okay, this East India Company will give some money to the Queen, okay, money to the Queen. Now, what happened? In that year, 1857, there was loss. East India Company was at loss because here there was fighting going on. So now the Queen is asking, where is the money? So the Canning is telling that, okay, I'll explain you the situation that in India we had some dispute with the local rulers. So now the issue went to the Queen. Now the Queen is telling, who asked you to do all these things? I gave you permission to set up an industry. Okay, I gave you permission to set up an industry. But who asked you to disturb the local people and all these things? So now what happens? In 1858, there was something called as Queen's Proclamation. What is that? Queen's Proclamation, or it is also called as Magna Carta of India. Hmm? Yeah, Crown Rule. Queen's Proclamation, Crown Rule, Magna Carta, these are all one and the same. Okay. Okay. So now what happened? Now we are going to see the most important thing. Here, this Queen is telling that from today, okay, from today, East India Company has no powers. That directly the power is going to the Queen. So Indians are happy. So what we have seen from 1757 till 1857 is nothing but the rule of the East India Company. Company was ruling. But now what the Queen is telling, from today, company will not rule, I will directly take control. And the Queen is telling, I will promise you that I will not disturb you religious matter, linguistic matters. I will keep you completely free. I will do my business, you do your business. That was the idea. Got it? But at the same time, there was a doubt. Okay, there was a doubt. A commission was set up. Queen is telling, you are so powerful. East India Company, you are so powerful. From where this problem started? From where this Indian gets so much guts that they are attacking us? Go and give me a report. I want the report from past 100 years. Okay, I want all the details. So now what happens? There is a report made. The report says that the first revolt, it happened in which year? The first revolt happened in which year? 1806. Where? Velour. Next, in the month of March 1857, what happened in Bharatpur Regiment? Yes, Bharatpur Regiment. Who is that? Mangal Pandey, and he is a, imagine, Bengali. Okay, he is a Bengali. So the report is a long report. Why it happened, from where it started. Okay, everything. Next, the report also says that who helped when East India Company was in trouble. You got the point. East India Company, they went to Delhi, they went to Jhansi, Lucknow, Kanpur, and they attacked Indian rulers. But who helped? There are some people, right? So at that time, the report was made that Punjabis, the Sardars, next the Jats from Rajasthan, okay, Haryana, like this they made a long list. So they made this list and they gave it to the Queen. And now the Queen is telling, okay, Velour, South Indians, they are the person who is disturbing the discipline. They are the person who are rebellion. They will fight. If they feel that this is wrong, they fight. Okay, so this kind of people, we will avoid taking them in the British forces. You got the point? So, it was during 1857, okay, it was during 1857 to 58, the Britishers, East India Company and the Queen, they decided that it was due to the South Indians that the first black mark in the rule it started. Because of which mutiny? Velour Mutiny. Now, even after this was suppressed, the second incident started by whom? Mangal Pandey. Because Mangal Pandey, he killed one British officer. The other Indian soldiers got boosted. They got motivated, and what they did? They also killed whom? Britishers. So now Bengal is Madrasis. You got the point? Bengalis and Madrasis. I am telling you, three provinces were there. Bengal province, Bombay province and Madras province. So even these Mysore people, they were called as what? Madrasis. So these Madrasis, all these people, we will avoid them in taking into the forces because we cannot trust them. They are the one who will attack back. So the most trusted people, the friend in need in friend indeed. Yes, friend in need in friend indeed means what? When we are in need, the friends will come and help. So they realize that okay, these people are very obedient. We'll have to train them. They are brave also. So let us give them chance. So from that particular year, these guys they got a chance to get into the forces, and that is the legacy which is followed till now. You got the point here. So now during First World War, okay, during First World War, you can see that in France, okay, in France, Sardarjis went when Sardarjis were walking on the street, Berlin Street and the Paris Street, everyone were clapping, everyone were rising. Why? Because Indians, they are thinking that these are Indians, but in India it is not made up of Sardarjis, correct? Bengalis are there, Madrasis are there, so many people are there. So this is what is the thing. Now these are something that behind the screen, not necessary for our growth. If you think that as a person those who are trying for armed forces, if you think that okay, only Punjabis and Jat people are going inside, I am not going inside because I am a South Indian, that's wrong. That was a policy done by whom? Britishers. That was a policy done by Britishers. That's the reason today there is large amount of these people. That's it. That is the only reason. But today the things are changing. Jat regiment commander, okay, Jat regiment commanding officer is a Malayali. He's an Iyer. Okay, he's an Iyer. Punjab regiment, Sikh regiment. So officers, the serving officers, they are all from different parts of India. So today the situation is different. But the thing is that if you see the number of people, even World War II, Punjabis have served, Jats have served. Why not the South Indians? Because of these all reasons. You got the point here? Okay, so like this is the reason they may ask you in exam that why it failed. Okay, what happened? Then match the following question. Tomorrow I'll give you match the following A, B. Delhi, who was the British officer? Jhansi, who was the British officer? Like this, there is a long list. Okay, this I'll give you tomorrow. Did you understand? Right? So we have completed 1857 revolt. Then slowly Indian National Congress is going to come, and after that you have during First World War Gandhiji entry. Okay, again from 1857. Okay, this can be divided as before Gandhi and after Gandhi. Okay, before Gandhi and after Gandhi. This can be divided like this. Try to remember what are the things, and I'll give you some special notes. That is more than enough. Don't try to break your head in history and read all the text now. Okay, because history is little vague. Now, those who want to crack CDS examination, okay, the most important chapter is polity, and then you have geography, and then you have little bit of economic schemes, and then you give importance to history. You can give history first, but it is going to take lot of time. And even if you read 10 books, one question may be asked. You may not be sure. Okay, you may not be sure. So just keep this in mind. Art and culture, everything we'll have to discuss one by one. Got the point? Any doubt you have? Okay, just tell me now, revise. Who is the first governor of Bengal? Robert Clive and okay, next Governor General of Bengal, Governor General of India, William Bentinck. Okay. Next, 1773. Which who was the Governor General of Bengal? 1757. Which battle? Battle of Plassey. 1764. Which battle? Buxar. 1773. You have. And then 1806. What happened? Very good. Velour Mutiny. Next, 1848. Who was the Governor General of India? Dalhousie. Next, 1857, the revolt, the first revolt of independence. Correct? No, the first revolt of independence. Now, your duty, you try to write a short essay. You try to write a short essay on first revolt of independence, right? Now the present government, they are trying to change something. What is that? In Orissa, there is a tribe called as Paika tribe. In Orissa, there is a tribe called as Paika tribe. Before this first revolt of independence, Paika tribes, they attacked the Britishers. Understood? So what the present government is trying to say, they are telling that Paika rebellion is the first revolt of independence, not this. Present, the next NCRT which is going to come, they may change the fact. Okay, so whatever we have done, that is done from 2011 to 2020 NCRT. It says that first revolt of independence is 1857. Maybe 2022, a committee set up, already the committee is doing the work. They are going to work on this kind of facts. So if they change the fact, then you'll have to read a different fact.
When was that?
That year I don't know, but I'll tell you that later. Okay, fine. Chalo. What's the time? Yeah, you can go for lunch.
Sir, real name of Nana Sahib.
No, no, sir.